Hey you guys, so today I am here with my very first impression video. I've never done a first impression video on my channel before, but I definitely want to start doing it. I love the idea. I love watching them where you actually use the product for the first time on camera, so you get an initial reaction. It's kind of like an unboxing video. You see a raw reaction, so I definitely want to start doing these. If you like the idea of doing first impression videos, especially on newer products that are being released, then give this video a thumbs up and I will definitely start doing them more often. So the product that I'm going to be testing out today for the first time is the new LORAC Pro Contour Palette. This has not yet been released. I think it comes out on the 14th or the 16th of June. I'll put down the details below because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I will definitely put them down below, and I think it's exclusive to Ulta, but I could be wrong. I'll also leave that down below. I've had it now since, I guess, Sunday, but I have not used it. I've opened it. If you watch my vlogs, I opened it and I showed you guys on camera, and I also put a picture on my Instagram, but I haven't swatched it yet. I haven't touched the product. I've just opened it and looked at it and then shut it. I haven't used it yet. So it comes in a nice box like this, and it also comes with a brush. I believe this product is $45, so it's a really good deal for a palette, especially a contour palette, as well as a contouring brush. So I definitely think the price is absolutely fair for what you get. So this fell out of the box just now. I'm just going to put that box aside. So the first thing that I am going to show y'all is the little the little pamphlet that comes with the book. I cannot talk. First thing I'm going to show you guys is the pamphlet that comes with the palette, and it came in the box. So in this pamphlet, it is really, really handy for people that are new to contouring or have absolutely no clue what they're doing, or just like an in-depth lesson about contouring and the product that they received. So this is a step-by-step guide for highlighting and contouring. The first page shows different face shapes: oval, round, square, heart, and shows you exactly how you should be contouring and highlighting your face due to the shape of your face. So it's really handy. Then it'll show you where to use each product. So under the eyes, cheekbones, nose, forehead, jawline, like how to contour each place on your face. So this is really awesome that this comes with your palette and brush, so that you just like don't get this new product and you have no clue what you're doing with it. It's just, it helps you. So the first thing is this brush. I love the brush off of first glance. It's got a really nice, dense but firm bristles, so it'll just be really perfect to carve out those cheekbones. Just say, it's kind of thinner, just to fit right there in the hollows of your cheeks, and it's a really light brush, so it's not like this big bulky brush. It's just real nice and light. And then the palette looks like this. So it's about the same size as my Anastasia contour palette. This is the only other contour palette that I own, so I don't have like the Kat Von D one, so I can't compare it to that. But in size, it's about the same size as my Anastasia palette, same thickness and everything. The packaging is like all LORAC Pro palettes, just that real rubbery, soft packaging. The bad thing about this packaging is it does get dirty, so if you have product or powders on your hands, it will transfer. But I mean, you can clean it, but I just love the way these feel. It's like the NARS packaging. They just are real chic and sleek, and I just love them. When you open it up, you have this huge mirror, which is super nice. I mean, I love palettes with mirrors, especially huge mirrors. And then you have 6 powders in it. So I'm just going to remove that film. And we have 6 shades. So we have 2 matte highlighters, a beige and a yellow, a shimmer highlight, which will be good for your cheekbones, a light contour, deep contour, and a medium contour. So very, very similar to the Anastasia palette as far as having 2 matte highlights, 3 contour shades, and a shimmer shade. So this is a very, very typical contour palette, having this kind of variety of colors. I like that the names are very straight to the point. They're just beige highlight, yellow highlight, light contour, deep contour. It's just real to the point instead of just naming them random names and just kind of being like, well, I mean, what do I do with those? So it's really, really handy, especially for people that are just kind of, what am I doing with this? It helps them a lot. So light contour, they're probably like, okay, well, I'm really fair, I'm just going to use this. So it's really, really helpful for those of you that are not professional makeup artists. Now, right away, one thing that I can say I don't like, and this is just me being picky, I personally, out of like with my Anastasia palette, I don't use the shimmer highlight very often because I find that this one might be different, but I find that they're not extremely highlight, you know, pigmented, just real bam in your face. So I usually don't even use that product. So the fact that that one is a much larger compact than the others, I'm kind of like, well, I'm probably never going to use it. So it's kind of like a wasted product space. But I mean, I could fall in love with it and be wrong, but just off of a first glance, like, that's just one that I wouldn't use a huge, you know, compact for. That's one thing I did like about my other contour palette is they're all equally the same amount of product. So you don't feel like, oh, well, I have this whole big thing of shimmer highlight I'm never going to use, or I have this huge thing of medium. So I do prefer like a more equal amount of product in each shade, but that may just be me. I do have all my makeup on right now except for my powders and my contour. So I do have concealer and foundation on, and I have not yet set it. So I am going to be using this to set it right now. So I am going to put down below the list of products that I use for my face, like my foundation and my concealers, just in case that does make a difference with these products. So you can see down below what I did use for the rest of my face. And I am going to be using this brush to contour, but I'm not going to use that to set my under eye. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my under eye. And I usually go for the yellow highlight, and sometimes I'll mix them together. So I'm probably actually just going to use the yellow right now, just because I don't want to mix them, because not everybody's going to do that. So for the sake of this video, I am just going to use the yellow highlighter. So I'm going in with this e.l.f. angled blush brush. It's just a real fluffy brush, and also taking a, you know, different brushes will use product differently. So just off of a few taps, it did pick up a lot of product, which could just be this brush, but you can tell by looking at it on the brush that it is a finely milled powder, so it's not going to be real chunky and harsh. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that under my eyes. And then to set my middle forehead, nose, and under my chin, I use the beige highlighter. So just off the highlighters, off of first impression, I really like them. Up close, it doesn't look like I have any powder on at all. It actually kind of was almost like pore filling. Now, I did have a primer on with my foundation, but I just feel like it kind of, it was almost smoothing on my skin. Yeah, I really like it. Blended really well. I really like the way that it looks. It doesn't feel like I just put anything on at all. And I hope you can tell on camera, you can kind of see it's just brighter. I mean, mixed with my concealer, it is a lot brighter under there. I like that the light contour shade is a very cool tone shade, but I'm afraid it might be too light. I don't know if I want to use this medium contour shade because it's very warm. I think I'm going to just use the light contour, and if it doesn't really show up very well, I'm going to go in with the deep and lightly use it. The medium, I don't know. Just off of my first use, I'm not going to use it because I might make me hate it. So I'm going to try this light contour first. So this brush definitely picked up a lot of product off of like a couple taps. I really like this so far. I'm going to tap it off just because you definitely don't want all this product falling out on your face. And just start carving out my cheekbones. For an everyday contour, I definitely think that the light contour is nice. It's kind of like the Hoola bronzer to me. It's just kind of more subtle and not like, hello. This brush is awesome. It's really preventing anything from coming down here. I really like the way that looks. I really like that a lot. I'm taking this angled kabuki just to kind of blend it out a little better. And then I'm going to go into that deep contour just real lightly with this angled kabuki and kind of, hello. Look how dark that was. Okay, so that deep contour shade is really, really dark. Like really dark. I didn't expect it to be that dark. It didn't even look like it was on my brush hardly. Well, I'm just going to have to rock with that even though it's a little light or a little dark. I'm just putting it up there in the hairline. That like shocked me how dark that was. I'm just going to lightly go into that a little bit, that dark one, and put it here on my jawline. I'm going to go into that light contour shade and just lightly contour. It's the product is really pigmented and it comes off really nicely on your brush. Just putting it under my lip a little bit to give it a shadow. Right on my nose just a little bit. Then I'm going to go into that beige highlight shade with my fluffy brush again and just carve out underneath that contour. Now I'm taking this nude blush. It looks like that light contour shade, honestly, just a little more peachy pink. And that's going to be my blush. I'm going to go into that shimmer highlight shade and highlight my cheekbones with it using this Real Techniques setting brush. That was so pigmented. I was brushing it into the product, tapped it off, and it's all over my legs now. Wowza. Okay, ready? Let's see. Okay, so it's definitely a lot more highlight than it looks in the pan. Like, it doesn't look like it's gonna do anything, but when I just sweeped it on, can y'all see that? That is highlight. So I kind of take back what I said about it being a large compact, because that's a nice highlight, way better than my one in my Anastasia one. Look at that, holy crap, y'all. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that down my nose, whatever's left on the brush. And I tapped it on my Cupid's bow. That was impressive. I really liked that highlight. I'm just going to sweep excess product off. Okay, so now that I'm all done, I really love it, you guys. I honestly love it. I definitely think I love this better than my Anastasia one. I am kind of blown away right now. It's a real natural finish. So if you were asking me, I would definitely recommend this and say it's so worth it. It's worth the price. It's a not bad price when you think about the fact that you get this real big product palette, plus a brush. I mean, brushes themselves are usually like $20. So, like, I mean, typical, you know, $14 to $20. So, I absolutely think it's worth it. I think it looks amazing. I hope you guys do too. So I will put down below in the description box everything about it, so I have the correct release date for it, and also where you can pick it up. Yeah. So thumbs up if you like first impression videos, and if you have any more questions or anything, leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Yeah. I like it.